Hello, great welcome to this presentation. So today we have an interesting topic to discuss, that is the analysis of a circular base plate under a large eccentricity load using ETABS software. So let us straight away start with the problem statement. So here we are going to cover in detail the analysis of a circular base plate that is subjected to a large eccentricity load using the ETABS software. So obviously you may ask me, what is a large eccentricity load? It's a combination of axial load P and M that is chosen in such a way that more than 50% of the base area lose the contact with the grout or the concrete. So for the presentation we have reviewed a list of parameters, and this include, as usual, the distribution of bearing stresses below the base plate, variation of plate bending moments, anchor bolt tensions, and finally the deformation profile to verify the base plate assembly. So let me introduce you to the various input parameters used for the analysis. So the circular base plate layout is shown on the right side. Obviously it is provided for a column which is essentially a pipe hollow section with a diameter of 250 mm and a thickness of 12 mm. The base plate diameter is 450 mm and its thickness is 20 mm. The base plate material is S355 as per EC3 with an associated yield stress of 355 MPa. So the anchor bolts include 8 numbers M20. The arrangement is shown over here. As you can see that the intermediate anchor bolts are positioned at 45 degrees with respect to the radial axis. And the anchor bolts are of class 8.8. The concrete grade is C2530 as per EC2 with a characteristic cylinder strength of 25 MPa. So the applied loads are shown over here. That is an axial load P and a moment M. Here the axial load P is 200 kN and the moment M is 100 kN/meter. And for the problem solved, it is assumed that a shear key will be provided below the base plate so that the entire shear force will be taken care by the shear key, and therefore the same is not accounted in the analysis. For the applied set of loads, we have the eccentricity E, which is computed as M by P, that is equal to 500 mm, and this is greater than 56.25, that is D by 8, that is the limiting distance for the kern area, and therefore we conclude that it's a case of large eccentricity load. Obviously in the later part of the analysis we will see that it's a large eccentricity because more than 50% of the area lose the contact, and accordingly more than 50% of the anchor bolts will be activated in tension for the given set of loading. Okay, just as we did in the previous example, for any nonlinear analysis we need to characterize the load deformation curve of the anchor bolt in tension, and this is obtained using the standard procedure available in the literature. A typical load deformation plot is shown here. As you can see that along the x-axis we have the deformation delta in millimeters and the applied load P in kilonewton along the y-axis. So we have represented the anchor bolt behavior through a trilinear curve, wherein we find that the capacity of the anchor bolt in yield at the yield point will be 113 kilonewton, whereas at the ultimate its capacity will be 141 kilonewton. The corresponding deformation of the anchor bolt at the yield and at the ultimate are calculated to be 0.5 and 1.8 millimeters, and this load deformation behavior will be characterized through the link elements in ETABS. Okay, now let me provide you a small summary of the ETABS model. So here as discussed, it's a circular base plate and it is provided for a pipe column which is shown in a red color, and in order to simulate the contact stress distribution between the concrete and the base plate we have used the area springs, and the anchor bolts are simulated through the link elements, that is the non-linear link elements, or in ETABS we call it as a multilinear link elements. And another important characteristic of this model is In order to effectively transfer the applied loads over to the periphery of the column, we have used a set of rigid link elements as shown over here. Now let me take you to the ETABS model for further explanation. So this is the ETABS 3D model for the circular base plate assembly. So let me quickly show you some of the parameters used for the analysis model development. So first one is obviously the materials. As you can see that here I had defined a material called steel. Let me show you the parameters. So the material type is steel and the unit weight is set equal to 0, and the molar elasticity is taken as 2 into 10 raised to 5 MPa. Now in order to define the sections for the base plate as well as for the pipe column section, we have defined two slab section properties. So let me show you those properties. So we have the slab sections. Under this you'll find that two properties are available. One is the base plate and the second one is the tube. For the base plate you'll find that the material is steel and we have used a shell thin formulation, and the thickness of the base plate is 20 mm. And now coming to the tube, it's exactly the same property, but only thing is that the thickness is reduced to 12 mm. Now next, in order to simulate the contact between the base plate and the grout, we have defined the area springs. Let me show you those area springs. So under area springs you'll find that I have defined a property called base SPR, and this essentially is a compression only spring with the contact stress being characterized through a high value of the Ks, that's the modulus of gradient reaction of 2 into 10 raised to 7 kilonewton per meter cube. And now finally we have the definition of the link elements that represents the anchor bolts. So we have here the link properties. Under the link properties you'll find that I have defined a property called bolt link. Let me show you the properties. So essentially the link type is selected as a multilinear elastic, and here we have the deformation in the U1 direction. It is set as nonlinear, and the corresponding load deformation characteristic is represented through the multilinear force displacement relation as shown here. And as you can see that it passes through a 0, 0 line, this one, and we have at the yield the force is 113 and the associated displacement is 0.5 mm, and at ultimate the corresponding F value is 141 kilonewton with a corresponding displacement of 1.8 mm. So this is all the essential model parameters we have used for this analysis. Now here I want to show you one more elements that we have generated. That is, let me just take a plan view, and here yes, here as you can see that we have used a number of stiff elements in order to transfer the applied loads, that is a P and M, all along 2 points all along the periphery of this profile section. And this is the plan view of such rigid elements, and the same elements are also represented over here in the 3D. So let me just perform an analysis now. Remember, this is essentially a non-linear static analysis, because we are performing a compression only springs with a non-linear static analysis. So let us perform the analysis. So that should take not more than say I think 30 seconds. So we'll be able to review the various results available to us in terms of the deformations, contact pressures, the plate bending moments, etc. So as you can see that this is the 3D view of the deformed shape, and all these characteristic plots we obtained from the analysis are described in detail in the later part of the analysis presentation. So accordingly I will be just showing these diagrams right now. So this is a 3D view of the deformation, and now in order to obtain a better visualization, I can show you also a cross section along this grid too. So I think that let me just provide you the here, select the elevation here, that will be better for me. Elevation, and here I have selected, I have define a grid at y equal to 0. So apply OK. So now let me just click that deformation profile. So here I would like to use the UZ obviously, and this is you can see that is a deflected profile of the base plate along this x-axis, and as you can see that here there is an uplift, and here there is a compression of the base plate. Let me select the first plan view, so it will be at the base. So as you can see that we are going to display the bearing stresses, so we'll select simply the soil pressures, apply OK. So as you can see, so this is the distribution of the bearing stresses right below the base plate, and on one side you will find that there is a total uplift, and on the other side there is a compression. And now I would like to show you the M11 and M22 diagram. So display, we have the shell forces and M11, and in M11 I would like to select my ranges. It is, I think that it is varies from -48, so -48 to 34, so this is your M11 diagram. Now let me take you to the M22. So here we'll choose the M22, and let me select another range for M22. This is from -30 to 18, apply OK. So this is the distribution of M22 diagram. So that's all regarding the ETABS coverage of this model. Now let me go back to the analysis presentation for the ETABS results. Okay, fine. So let me start reviewing the various results we obtained from the ETABS analysis. The first one would be the distribution of the bearing stress under the base plate. So the distribution is shown over here, and as you can see that the bearing stress is concentrated over area which is less than 50% of the total contact area. So now let me provide some of the observations obtained from this plot. As expected, we find that a major portion of the base plate loses contact with the supporting grout or concrete, and this loss of contact is represented through the blue color. And we find that the bearing stress is concentrated under the compression edge of the pipe column, as shown over here on the right side. And the maximum bearing stress computed from the ETABS of 32.8 MPa, this is less than design joint bearing strength of 33.3 MPa computed as per EC2 provisions. Further, we observe that the bearing stress distribution under the compression edge, that is as shown over this right edge, it essentially follows the pipe profile over an effective width C measured from the pipe face as stimulated in EC3. So that's all regarding the distribution of the bearing stress. Now let us discuss something on the deformation profile, which looks obviously very much interesting to us. So this is the 3D visualization plot for the deformed profile of the base plate along with the pipe column. And as you can see that on one side the base plate gets lifted up, and on the other side it gets compressed. I have taken a cross section along the center line of the base plate so as to visualize the deformation profile in a rigorous way. So such a profile is shown over here. As you can see that this is the cross section of the column, and we find that the base plate gets uplifted near the tension edge of the column, and it gets compressed over the compression edge, and obviously this causes more than 50% of the anchor bolts to get activated for the distribution of the stresses. And remember that this is a plot that is obtained from the ETABS, and those points deformed profiles are joined using the straight lines for more clarity. So that's regarding the deformation profile. Now let me take you to the distribution of the bending moments in the plate, which is essential for the verification of the plate thickness. And here are presented the resultant M11 diagram with a maximum 48.4 kilonewton meter per meter. And here is resultant M22 diagram with a maximum of 30.4 kN per meter. And let me provide you some of the important observations from this plot. The first one is the critical moment values as expected. They correspond to the pipe column faces. Look here on the M11 diagram. This is what we call as the column face. That's a pipe column face wherein we find the concentration of M11 values, and the same is observed for M22 as well. Now here we find that the maximum of M11 and M22 is 48.4 kN, and this exceeds the design bending strength of the plate, that is 35.5 kN, which means that our initial choice of 20 mm base plate thickness is not acceptable, and accordingly we will revise the plate thickness to 25 mm with an associated design strength of 55.5 kN per meter, and obviously this is greater than the maximum of M11 and M22. Therefore, we conclude that the base plate size and thickness verifications are completed, and we are ready to switch over to another component, that is the anchor bolt. A summary of the forces in the anchor bolts are provided over here, and this is the link force summary obtained directly from the ETABS, wherein we find that the maximum force in the anchor bolt is 104.6 kN. Now let me draw some of the important observations out of this. We find that the maximum computed tension T in the anchor bolt is 104.6 kN, and this is less than the design ultimate tension resistance of 141 kN, which means that the anchor bolts, the number, configuration and the diameter are acceptable. So I think that we have covered almost all the analysis result parameters obtained from ETABS, and we obtained a better insight into the behavior of a circular base plate that is subjected to a large eccentricity load, with more than 50% of the area losing contact with the base. So that's all. So as usual, kindly go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any healthy comments, please let me know so that we'll be able to take care of all your comments and improve the methodology of our presentation for future videos. So once again, thanks and have a nice day.